So here's our first lab. You'll have your lab document. I always like to split screens when I do these so that I can be looking at simulation while also looking at the lab document. When you click on this link, this is the simulation that's going to open. So there's 4 different tabs up here: half-life, decay of rates, measurement, and then the dating game. Okay, so you're going to be starting with the first one, half-life, and you'll see on our lab handout it says tab 1, half-life. Now you have the different isotopes here that you can click on in these little circles that are here to be able to fill into the bucket, and then you can click add 10. So like, for example, it wants you to fill the screen with a large number, so a lot of like the C14 atoms, and then observing their decay to eventually N14 over time. So when you add them, you can just click add as many as you want. And then you can see them decaying over time and how many of the 14 nitrogen 14 that we have, all right, over time. And then you can reset, and it can reset to there as well, okay? You can also reset here, and you can reset all the settings if you wanted to, okay? Then what you can do is you can click over to the uranium one, and then you can also do a custom one as well. But we're just doing the uranium and the carbon one for tab 1. For tab 2, it says decay rate. So now you're going to repeat similar. All right, so you'll click on tab 2 at the top, and you can look at the 2 different versions. So we've got the carbon to nitrogen and then uranium to lead. But now when you do this, you can actually add them, and then looking at the graph here, right? So if I add a bunch to it, I can see what happens to my graph over time. All right, and I can change how much I want to add, all right, to that. Okay, and then you can reset it to go to the beginning again if you want. You can reset. If you hit pause down here, play, and then pause on all of these, it will stop it where it's at that moment in time. If you have it on pause and then hit reset all nuclei, notice it just clears out but nothing happens. It gives you a moment. Sometimes people need that a little bit, okay? The third one is measurement. So for measurement, you have a different thing here. We have trees and rocks now on our side as our objects. Notice that this is a probe. So this probe can be moved around so you can bring it to the different objects if you want. Okay. It's showing us we've got carbon 14. You can change it to uranium if you want to. So whenever you need to, you can change to uranium by clicking on uranium, and the probe is going to measure that as opposed to measuring carbon. Okay. So when you click plant a tree, you can plant a tree, allow the tree to grow, and then it tells you to kill the tree. So you can allow it to die on its own, or let it just go through and click kill tree. And then when you bring the probe over, you can see what's happening to our carbon 14 over long periods of time, right? So if I'm leaving the probe on the tree, my number's changing. Notice when I bring my probe away that now I do not have a % up here anymore, and now I don't have anything showing on the graph. So what you can do is play around with that with both carbon 14, and then you can also look at uranium over time, okay, if you wanted to, depending on the type of object. It might show it, it might not. Depending on time periods, it can show it, it might not. And then you would take a screenshot of your page after going through that entire thing. You can pause it too. And then you can reset as well if you needed to, okay? Then you're going to work on number 2, which is with the rock. So you would just click rock here, and then you can erupt the volcano by clicking on that, and it's going to allow you to go through there, all right? Then the last one is the dating game. So for the dating game, you're going to choose, there's lots of objects here in all different colors of strata. So I've got gray on the bottom, green, pink, blue, and then like a darker grayish bluish, okay? And then you've got the top green of just regular grass on top. Remember, you're moving your probe around to all these different organisms, all right? And with that, you can have it set to carbon, uranium, or custom if you want to have it to custom. So you're going to be looking at 6 different objects. There's more than 6 here. You can choose which ones to determine the First, appropriate radioisotope decay that you want to use to measure its age, and then you're going to measure and record it, okay? There are custom half-lives you can use in addition to that C14 at the top and then uranium or U-238 in the middle, but then you can move to custom as well, and you can change it. So you have 1,000 years, million year, 1 million year, 10 million years, 100 million years. Okay, so 100,000, 1 million, 10 million, and 100 million. Now, when you measure the age, you just take the probe and you're going to place it on to the object, okay? And then you're going to drag the green arrow scroller, so that's up here on the graph, to adjust the percent of the isotopes if you want to. So it depends on if you're using a half-life or if we're going to be using carbon. Notice I can also grab it. It just changes when my cursor is on it to yellow, so you know that you're being able to click on it, okay? And you are going to then be able to look at the age of the object at that time, okay? So you want to figure out the half-life of the object, all right, and then you need to figure out the age, and you can even put that in here and then click check estimate to see if you are correct, okay? Hopefully that helps a little bit. You'll take another screenshot, all right, of these, and you can put them here, and then you can fill out the tab within here, okay?